Hey, this is Mike Renoir, Northwest Fight Scene, NWFightScene.com. I'm here with Bellator lightweight today on the phone. Brent Primus, how's it going today?
Going good, going great, training hard.
All right, now you're in the final week of your training camp ahead of your fight next week, March 7th, against Chris Jones. How's the camp been going?
It's been going great. I've been training with all the guys at Rose City FC and down at PG, Performance Martial Arts in Eugene, and it's been training really hard with awesome, great guys, and everything's going good.
I know you had another opponent originally. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that guy's last name.
Yeah.
With Chris, how long have you known about Chris Jones?
Probably about a month now.
So you had a little bit of time to find out some stuff about him. What do you know about him?
I know he's a southpaw, and he's mostly a stand-up Muay Thai fighter. I think he's a pro belt in jiu-jitsu, and I think his record's 9-2. So it's going to be a good fight, and I'm excited. Can't wait to get in there.
Have you been working with southpaws then for this camp?
Yeah, I have a couple of my guys are southpaws, and a couple of the guys I made them go to southpaw. But I'm ready for them for sure.
I know you're going down. It's in Thackerville, Oklahoma, which is right on the Texas border. I think it's like an hour plus north of Dallas, and I know that's his backyard. He's out of Dallas.
Yeah.
Is that any problem for you, or do you is that a concern of yours going into his backyard? Or does it even matter to you?
It doesn't matter at all. I'm just going to go in there and stick to my game plan and fight and do my thing.
All right, now. This is your third fight with Bellator. How's that experience been with them?
It's awesome. It's like a dream come true. I went from fighting in little events in Eugene and stuff like that to going to the big show with the lights, cameras, and my first fight for Bellator was a little nervous, but I think that's pretty much out of the way, and I'm just really excited to be fighting for Bellator and get back in that cage. Right
on. Now that first fight was up here in Portland. Scotty Thomas, then your last against Brett Glass. You looked so confident in there, and just it really didn't seem like you had. I mean, you had to work for it, but you never seemed like you were in trouble at any time, and real patient. Talk about those last two fights for you.
So my first fight was against Scott Thomas, and I know he's a D1 division wrestler, and so I knew he was going to be a good wrestler. I knew no matter what, he was going to try to take it down, even if I caught him. And I know I'm a black belt jiu-jitsu, so I thought that he was going to try to stand bang. But we went out there and we threw a couple of exchanges, and he just shot in. Probably just muscle memory for him, and we scrambled a little bit. I got to his back, got the rear naked choke, and then my second fight for Bellator was against Brent Glass, and he was a bigger opponent. He's fought in, I think at 185 before, and he's a kind of bigger guy. And I know his fights were mostly TKOs, and so I knew he wanted to come out and keep it standing too. And we went out there and we threw a couple of punches. I landed a right hand, and he kind of clinched up with me, and I was happy with that, and took him to the ground, got to his back, and got the rear naked choke again.
Yeah, I watched all your pro fights today, and it's all of, I think, 9 minutes. Pro wins, 9 minutes of time in there. And Chris Jones, he's had a few go the distance. Does that worry you at all? I mean, at some point, I know in your career, you're going to have fights that probably go to distance or go into the deeper stages of the fight. How's that conditioning for you, and is that a worry for you at all in your mind?
Not at all. I'm training with such tough guys at Rose City FC. Training Pat Healy, Dave Jansen, Mike Pierce, George Soteropoulos. I'm sparring with those guys all the time, and we go at least 3 to 5 hard MMA rounds. So, I'm ready for anything. But I know my jiu-jitsu will take over, and I'll take him to the ground. I'll do whatever. My stand-up feels good, so if he wants to stand bang, I'm more than willing to do that. But my background is all jiu-jitsu, so I'm going to definitely look for that submission as early as possible, like I always do.
All right. Now, let's talk about that background. I know out of Eugene, training early on with Ben Baxter, UFC fighter Evan Dunham. You started off with high-level guys. When exactly did you get into the game?
I got into it, I think, when was it? 2005, when I first started training, like, actual technique in jiu-jitsu or whatever. And, you know, I competed all over in Pan Americans, Worlds, Nationals, and all that stuff. And, you know, I've won some really big tournaments and rolled with the best guys in the world, and go down to San Diego and train with Felix Libre and Jorge Gracie and all the guys, you know, really good guys. So my ground game, I feel 100% confident in my ground. I feel like, you know, there's not really anybody that can hang with my ground, at least for a while. So I feel really comfortable on the ground.
Awesome. Now, how in your mind are you progressing this in the whole game and the transitions and the stand-up, you know, with MMA?
Oh, it's going great, you know, especially training with Rose City FC. You know, like I said, I'm training with, you know, top level guys in the UFC and Dave Jansen, and I'm working with Andy Minsker, the boxing coach up there, and they just got a new Muay Thai coach, and my stand-up feels great, especially, like I said, getting to spar with Mike Pierce and Pat Healy and all those guys. You know, it's definitely a confidence booster, and I've started sparring with George Soteropoulos a lot, and so yeah, I mean, I feel really great, and I feel good with my training partners in my camp. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Right
on. Now, are you living in Eugene?
Yeah, I'm living in Eugene right now. I drive up to Portland 4 times a week and train up there with those guys, and I come back in the evenings and do my jiu-jitsu with Ben Baxter, Performance Martial Arts.
So that's a lot of miles on your car.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
I think it's at, what, 100, 110, 120 miles, something like that?
Yeah, about 120. So.
One way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, way. Are you working at all? Is there, you know, a day job, or are you just training full-time?
Right now, I'm full-time, just training my butt off. That's all I'm doing right now.
Well, obviously, you must have some family support there, or at least, how's that been? How's your family and your loved ones been supporting you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this without my family and my friends. You know, they help me out in so many ways. My girlfriend, you know, God bless them all, because it'd be very extremely hard to do without them. So, yeah.
If you get the win here at Bellator next week...
It's not if I'm going to get the win, but yeah.
Of course. Now, what have they said past that? I've heard some talk about maybe you get into a future lightweight tournament. Has there been any talk with them about that?
Yeah, it's on my contract, everything. I just have a 6-fight contract with Bellator, and, you know, these 6 fights, I'm just trying to get my record up, trying to get, you know, comfortable in the cage and all that, and then, you know, the next big thing for me is to get me in that tournament.
Awesome. Now, you know, like you said, you're training with Dave Jansen, you know, also a Bellator lightweight tournament winner. I know he's coming off an injury, but he's going to get back there at some point. If down the road you had to meet him, would you want to fight him?
You know, I mean, I'm really good friends with him, and we train. I'm actually sparring with him this Saturday. I really don't want to, you know, fight any of my training partners. It's just not something that I really want to do. But you know, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one.
Well, you cross that bridge when you come to it, I'm sure.
And really, I mean, Dave Jansen got me into Bellator. You know, I mean, if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd be fighting for Bellator. So it's kind of a lose-lose kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of guys in your gym have nicknames. Dave Fugitive Jansen, Pat Bam Bam Healy. How about yourself?
No, I don't got a nickname yet. I mean, I don't want to make up one for myself, so I'll let it happen when it happens, I guess.
Right on. Now, are you a big fight fan? I mean, do you watch a lot of, you know, other fights, the UFC, Bellator, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watch everything I can, for sure. The more I watch, just like, you know, studying film and learning new things, and just watching everybody, how they deal with them and the experience. And, I mean, I watch as many fights as I can.
If you're not at the gym, if you're not watching fights, what do you like to do in your downtime?
Just hang out with my family, hang out with my dogs, you know, not a whole lot. Right now, I'm just training 3 times a day, so I really have no life. Sure, and sure. I signed a 6-fight contract with them, so I'm pretty busy every, you know, 2.5 months I have a fight. So for the next year and a half, all my life consists of is training and training.
Now, how has your body held up? I know you say you've been, you know, competing since 2005 or so. How's your body held up?
Yeah, I feel great. You know, I mean, you know, of course, you know, training all day long, you get little nicks and dings here and there, but I haven't had a serious injury in a while. Back in the day when I was training the gi, going to Pan Americans and all that, I had a couple knee problems, but it's been years since I've gotten, had a good injury, or had injury, I guess. But yeah, my body's holding up. I feel great.
Now, are you grappling? Are you going to any grappling tournaments at all, or are you just concentrating on MMA?
Not right now. I really would like to do Pan Americans and Worlds, but I'm just so busy training for these fights, so I really don't have time to train the gi like that right now.
Sure. Now, obviously, with all fighters, sponsors are very important. Who do you want to give a shout out? What sponsors do you have that you need to mention?
Oh, Future Legends sponsored me. This time I got Mentum Eyewear, Kiko Sports. I got Rise Fight Shop is sponsoring me. Actually, you put me on the spot. There's a few more. I can't remember them, but yeah, I couldn't do without my sponsorships. They helped me out so much too, and helped me with my travel and food and everything. So, if it wasn't for my sponsorships, it would be definitely tough, and I really thank them, with the bottom of my heart.
Right. I'm sure if they go to your Twitter account, I think it's twitter.com/ Brent Primus 155. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure you'll mention your sponsors there. Well, hey, I appreciate your time, Brent. And I mispronounced your last name, Brent Primus 155, Primus. Again, appreciate your time. We look forward to your fight next week against Chris Jones, and it's going to be streamed live, right?
Yes.
Okay, on Spike.com, Bellator.com, and I think the prelims start at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Again, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.